And welcome to the Everyday Board Games Podcast. I'm your host, Daniel, and...
Gamehead Geek.
All right. We have a special guest with us. We're going through the top 100 as mentioned earlier. If you haven't watched any of the videos, why are you starting with this one? This is the back end of the top 100 that we promised you. We did the top 50 in the month of February. This will be finishing up, I believe, in April, if I get this edited properly. This is going to be Gamehead Geek's number 75 to 51 to finish off his top 100. This is going to be quite intriguing. You ready for this?
Hope so.
All right. Your number 75.
My 75 is Let's Go to Japan.
Wow.
I like this game a lot. As a matter of fact, as soon as we got playing it with Damn It Dom, because this is a Damn It Dom game,
Yep.
I went on to their website and was still able to pick up the Kickstarter edition, so I have all the special bits that he had, even down to the little player bowls that you can put all the stuff in. See, now they're gonna know you broke it right there.
I know, right? We can start over if you want.
No, okay. Anyways, but this is a card drafting game as you are trying to plan your route as if you're going to Japan. As a matter of fact, the guy that made this was planning a trip to Japan and was like, hey, I could make a game out of this. And he did very good.
Well, he made the game out of it because he couldn't go to Japan.
Oh, that's right. Because of COVID, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. So, definitely a great little... It's not just a standard, like, hey, let's just pass these around. You have to get times right. You have to make sure that you're taking the train.
Not getting negative points by not making sure you have your tickets.
Yep. But, I mean, just the overall, like, how your days are set. I mean, it's a lot of fun. And it's funny because you could just do, like, hey, we're going to make an expansion for this. The expansion will be go to Florida. Disneyland, here's this, do this. I mean, you could do so much with this. I think it's a really cool concept, but the whole Japan aspect is a lot of fun. Definitely something worth to check out. Let's go to Japan. Let's go to Japan.
No, it's a fantastic game. It didn't make my top 100 because it's very rare that one-play games will make my top 100. It's happened. I'm not going to deny that, but it's very rare that they'll get in there, especially nowadays, how many games I play. But no, I do like this one a lot. I wouldn't mind picking up myself a copy as well.
Yeah, and like I said, it's
crossover with Damn It Dom, by the way.
I figured it'd be one. If it wasn't on Dom's, then I'd be concerned. Like, you can't tell us to get something and then you not even like it yourself, sir. My 74, this is an old one, and I remember when this one came out, I was so excited I got it because you could not. Once you missed the pre-order, it was tough to get. And that's Mechs vs. Minions.
Yeah.
I remember we found one at Bookman's one time, and Danny, I was like, Danny, it's here. He's like, oh my gosh, and that's mine.
It was like, that's fine. I like the game, but I don't need to own it. You have it. Now you have it. It's just...
And one of the things that set this game apart from when it first came out is this was the first time anybody had washed their miniatures. Miniatures always came gray. Now, like what you see on Unmatched, that shadowy effect, they kind of started this. And what made this game also so appealing to everybody is, at the time, this game was $75.
Yep.
If this game were to come out today through a publisher, you're most likely 150 to 200 easy.
Yeah, easy.
The whole thing is just mostly miniatures with boards, and the whole point of the game is it is a programming game where you're programming your mech to go through and either defeat certain minions or complete certain objectives to win whatever scenario you're doing. I want to say there's 15 scenarios, and at the very end there's a big bad, and he's in the box. You don't get to see him, and unless you want to, you don't see him until you unwrap it. But your player pieces were fully painted. All the minions that were in there were all washed. All the bits were all metal. It came with, before they were called game trays, they were just fitted trays.
Yeah.
And since the gaming company did it themselves, they cut out the middleman, and so the costs were way cheap.
For everybody who doesn't know, League of Legends, the video game company, they're the ones that created Riot Games. Yes.
Yeah. And it's one of those that when it came out, everybody started questioning all the publishers of like, wait, why can they do this and you can't?
Because they have video game money. That's why.
Yeah, they had video game money, and that's what they straight up. Everybody just. I remember for like the next year and a half, I was like, "This is why we can't do this, people. Like, we don't make video games. We are not a $1 billion company. We are maybe, if we're lucky, $1 million. But so at the time, but I think because that game came out and how much praise it got, I think that's why you see what you see today in the industry. Because people took notice, and
especially because of the insert too. Like a lot of people started using like the game tray style of inserts, even if they don't use the brand game trays. There's like a vacuum sealed trays now. A lot of the trench system that you would see for Fantasy Flight is pretty much gone.
Yeah, where it just had like the cover artwork washed out a little bit.
Yeah, so I just was punching out a board game before you came over. That was the first trench system I've seen in quite a while that isn't Fantasy Flight. So that shocked me. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. No, you don't see it anymore. And again, I want to say that this was the game that pushed everybody like, we need to do better.
Yeah.
Because our customers want it, and they said that they'll pay for it if we do it. And this is why now this has not become just a...
It's more of a standard now.
Yeah. It's a standard in the...
In the Mechs vs. Minions a fine game, I was going to make a recommendation for you because I don't think you've played it all the way through, have you?
I have not.
So, if you should do what Damn It Dom's doing for his picks. He brings over one game he brings over Tidal Blades, and he's always picking that for him to go through that story. So, if you ever want to get one of your story games built, just use it for one of your picks.
That's what we'll do.
Yep.
Because we can get... Because that's the downside with that game is the setup is a little bit much, again, because of how it's all out.
Yeah.
But once you're there... You can play multiple of that game real quick.
Yeah, so that's a way to do it. How Damn It Dom's doing it.
I might have to. So, but that is Mechs vs. Minions, which is my number 74. My 73 is, I think, on the list mostly because I like its older brother, and its older brother had an a beautified version of itself. Can you guess what this is?
The only one I'm thinking off the top of my head is Castles of Tuscany.
Yes. Oh. So this is Castles of Tuscany. I like this. I like this one for the sheer fact that when I played it, the 2 times that I've played this one is that, and I still have yet to try it with my wife, but this was a little bit more of, I don't want to say a dumbed down version, but
it's simpler.
A simplistic version.
Not as many steps.
Exactly. Yeah. Of Castles of Burgundy. And so I figured that I got this because I could probably play it with my wife, and maybe if she liked it, we could probably upgrade into Castles of Burgundy. Because I love Castles of Burgundy.
Castles of Burgundy is fantastic.
Yes.
Castles of Tuscany did not make my top 100. I do like the game a lot.
Yeah.
It's just that beautiful version of Castles of Burgundy just really knocked every stuff I filled out of the park.
And it at the time when I made this list, I feel that I just got my Burgundy. I think we had just played your copy.
Yeah.
So I had already made my list at that point. So that's why I feel like that's here. I want to say if I were to do this in, say, another year, Tuscany most likely will fall off. Because with how easy it is now to set up Burgundy, I think that I probably might even just be able to get her to do that.
Yeah, Castles in Tuscany went from 61 to 175.
Yeah, see, so it wasn't too far from what you were.
Yeah, and it was at the back end of my top 100 or 60, so, and it dropped to 175, and it's just because again, I play a lot of games.
Yeah.
And 2, Castles of Burgundy, the new version from Awakened Realms, has just knocked it out of the park so much so that I went ahead and backed the new Puerto Rico. Because
I'm in the same boat too. Like, and I have Puerto Rico already, and we played that, and I was like, man, this is amazing. Like, oh, they're doing
Awakened Realms.
They're Awakened Realms version. I was like, done.
Are you gonna do the Agricola?
Maybe.
I'm looking forward to it. I may do the zombie one. It seems intriguing. I may do both.
The zombie one did seem intriguing, but we'll see. Right now, that's a little... I've got a lot that I need to just stop on. So that was my number 73. 72 is my Monopoly killer. Yes, I know every game is a Monopoly killer, but if you want something where people love Monopoly, I feel this is the game to get them into. and that is Lords of Vegas.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I see that.
And we've played this together it was just me and him.
Yep. We played it as a group recently.
And it's one of those that I feel at 2 people, probably not so much. But again, Monopoly wasn't good at 2 people either. But I feel at 4 people, this really does have some very cool interactions of stealing people's casinos. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word. Casinos, but you're building it up. You're fixing them up. You're doing things. And with some of the expansions, they even make it so they rise. So the different layers will even give you more power for that dice and more capability. But overall, it's a great game. I wanted to get the collector's edition they had done, but I know you can go buy the chips through their website. So I think I might do that because this does have paper money. But other than that, it's a fantastic game, and I feel like if you have somebody that likes Monopoly, this might be a nice little transition where you're not always like, oh, I don't want to play Monopoly.
James Ernest, interesting. Mike Selinker.
I remember.
Funny enough, we just interviewed James Ernest not too long ago, so
yeah,
so that's kind of cool. I do like Lords of Vegas. It is a fun game. That cover is atrocious.
It is. Fair. No, that cover is atrocious, and I'm pretty sure that they changed it up with the new version.
That's what I heard, but
I don't know why my phone keeps doing that. It like kicks me all the way up to the top. All right, so that was 72. 71 is Red Cathedral. This is an awesome game. It is a little bit of a race and a... How would you describe that wheel? That would still be rondelle.
Dice rondelle, I guess.
Yeah. But again, this is one of those big games in a little box.
Annoyingly so.
I still need to pick up the expansion for this.
I still need to play the expansion. I own it. I just haven't played it.
But you're building the Red Cathedral, and you're trying to beat other people out by either putting in windows or the toppers or doors as you are gathering resources to do so. I mean, so much so that I have played this with my wife, and she enjoyed this quite a bit, to the point where I like this so much that I even picked up, which is in my top 50, White Castle. So
I like Red Cathedral a lot. It was my number 61. It did make my top 100. This is another Damn It Dom game here.
This
is getting ridiculous when it comes to when we talk about like the Damn It Dom stuff.
Well, I mean, that is why he's called Damn It Dom. His name on their show is Damn It Dom.
Because he makes us spend money.
Yes, more so than we need to.
Yeah, exactly. All right, you're 73?
That was 71, so we're 70. On 70.
Got it.
This is Marvel Dice Thrones. I liked the concept of Dice Thrones. I never got into it, but as soon as they put that IP on there of Marvel, I picked it up. And when they did the Kickstarter for X-Men, I just got my stuff in, along with the Dice Throne Adventures stories.
Yeah,
which I'm super excited to get to the table. One for the sheer fact, I feel like this is going to be like an unmatched situation, where it's going to be easy to teach by like, hey, let's play this.
Yeah, and learn your character.
And then, hey, you know what? Why don't we go to a head-to-head and fight?
Plus, I got all the painted minis, so that's really nice too.
See, I didn't. When I opened up my Deadpool, I was like, that's what the mini look like.
Yeah, they're nice.
They are nice.
They are.
I do need to. I'm missing a couple from the Marvel edition, but I honestly think I'm gonna go just get the big collector's box because they still sell it on their site.
Yeah.
That way they're all nice and contained. But it's, again, talking about the fitted trays. They're all, you just pull it out
and everything's
and boom, you're done. You don't have to go looking for things like, oh, you need this for this character and this.
I also realized I haven't put this stuff where they need to go.
I got 2 of those. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't.
Because it's literally, but I got 2 of those decks. Anyways, that is Marvel Dice Throne. Again, I'm super excited. Can't wait to try the stories because I really feel like it's going to bring out that game so you can play it with just everybody instead of let's do a head-to-head or all four of us just kind of fight at each other.
So my thing about with Dice Thrones is the teams is fine. The free-for-all is okay. I like just the head-to-head, mainly the two-player version of it. I just don't play a lot of two-player games.
Yeah.
I think Stories is going to give me more capability to playing it with four people.
Yeah.
And this way, everybody can learn their characters. I love the fact that I have everything for it. It just didn't make my top 100. I think with Stories, it could easily crack it.
And again, I like the Yahtzee mechanic. I mean, that's why I like King of Tokyo. I like that mechanic a lot. Mm-hmm. So that's why this hit my top 100.
Yeah.
And it's even one of those that when I was on TikTok a lot, I actually had a friend that we would get on live and we'd play against each other. Mm-hmm. And then we'd have another friend that would come in and we would do the three battle.
The free-for-all.
Yeah. Free-for-all. I mean, it was fun, and it's something you don't have to be in the same room as long as you have one set and they have it. You could play against two Black Panthers against each other if you wanted to. So
yeah, that's what me and Dan Madame are going to be doing with Unmatched. We're going to have two Bruce Lees go after each other when they could get the Bruce Lee and...
I can't wait for that. I hope they do change up the cards a little bit.
They're not.
Oh,
it's exactly the same for the people who didn't get the original Bruce Lee.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense. My next one is 69.
Nice.
Yes. And I've actually owned this I've owned this twice. I own the original, and I now own the new one. And I've played this quite a bit. I played it solo, and that is Libertalia, Winds of Galecrest.
Okay, yeah. This didn't make my top 100, but
No.
I do own it because I own all the Stonemaier.
And again, I liked what Stonemaier did with some of it. I know some people had some issues with the animals and stuff like that, and they wanted that nitty-gritty that the original had. But overall, I still think it's a great game. I've played this quite a bit. I've played it with my main group. I've played it with my wife and our friends. Mm-hmm. I've played this solo actually quite a bit as well. It was just overall a great game.
Honestly, I love the artwork more in the new one, the Stonemaier version of it. I just had issues with it was very hard to read things in the original.
I mean, I understand because when that game first came out, it was shown on tabletop, which is what got its popularity up. Yeah. Also, it came out around the same time Pirates of the Caribbean did. Yeah. And the theme that they had on it was like that Pirates of the Caribbean theme. Mm-hmm. But that whole, everybody kind of has the same deck, but as you play, your deck slowly changes out a little bit more and it's different.
Everybody's going to have the same cards, but what you're drawing up is going to be different. Yeah, how you play it out too.
Yeah. So, I mean, overall, a great game, and that is Libertalia. Did it again.
That was nice. So you're at 68.
All right. So 68 is Dragon Castle.
What, Mahjong?
Hey, don't judge me. I love playing when I was a kid growing up on my computer playing Mahjong, just doing those little matches was so much fun, and I love it that they brought it to the table. I've done everything for this game. I have like the mouse pad mats because they had them on sale. I love the tactile feel of the pieces. I mean, it's overall it's a great little game. And I like the fact that you can place them out in different ways, just like you could while you're playing it on the.
My big gripe for Dragon Castle. This is the only gripe I have for it. They gave you the Mahjong tile. Why don't you give me the Mahjong tiles, not this plastic clay bake kind of style?
I know. I don't know.
Because it doesn't give the satisfying cleaking noise that the Mahjong tiles do.
I mean, it does a little bit, but not as much as like a true Mahjong tile.
Yeah.
So.
Other than that, it's a fine game. It's too abstracted for my liking. You know how I am about abstract games.
Yeah. But in this one, as you pull those off, you're trying to build more higher towers with different symbols to get more points. So overall, it's a nice little set collection game with giving you a little like 3D puzzle as you're building out everything. So that is my number 68, Dragon Castle. Now, my number 67, and again, maybe it's just because it is a space theme version, is Catan Starfarers.
This is the Catan version I prefer. I'm not a big fan of Catan, so I don't disagree with you on this.
I mean, I like Catan. I do, and I've played it quite a bit with my brother and my sister-in-law and my wife. I know some
you got family.
I know some people aren't very... I feel I feel the reason this game gets a lot of hate is it was one of the very first games that got modern board gaming to what it is now. And so it's kind of like the monopoly of the new era.
I don't hate the game. It's just does it shows its teeth, I guess. It feels dated.
It does. And I think that's why the Starfarers is great.
Yes.
Because they add a little bit of a toy factor, because in Starfarers, you get this rocket ship that's
I love that thing.
And this thing is like this tall, okay? And as you go through, you are building either boosters, rockets, or fins. Mm-hmm. But inside this rocket, there are these little plastic beads. Mm-hmm. And so at the beginning of every round, you flip it, you spin it around, and you drop it. And however these beads fall is how you will be able to play out your turn. If you have a black bead in there, because there's only one black bead per rocket, you have to do something crazy. Or
I like it because of the events. That's the only reason I like Starfarers is because of the events.
It gives you events. Like if you get that, it means you have to grab an event card. And then that's where, oh man, you're fighting pirates. Do you have enough rockets to fight them? Or are they going to steal from you because you're not prepared? Mm-hmm. And this isn't like a normal Catan, because where Catan is already laid out in front of you, this one you are going through and you're exploring and you're flipping over planets to find more aliens, to gather trade resources with those aliens. Mm-hmm. But you have to discover the whole map. Like this isn't like you will be done in 45 minutes to an hour. This game did take us, I think, when we played 4 people, like 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours, but it was also the first time play for everybody.
It was.
It's a fantastic game. If I were to own a version of Catan, it'd be this one. Maybe the Game of Thrones, because you have to do stuff with the wall
and stuff like that. And I feel like if you've played the Game of Thrones one and you like that aspect, it's kind of like Catan, but not. You definitely will like Starfarers,
yeah,
because that's that same concept. There's a little bit more in there than just the trading, because the trading's still there. That's never goes away. Mm-hmm. But there is, I have to fight things. I needed to go discover this planet. This planet will give me more stuff for building rockets, or vice versa, anything like that. So,
yeah, my wife is not a fan of Catan either. That's another reason why I won't have it.
Yeah. Okay. That was my 67. My 66.
No, your 67 is that one. That was 68. You're going 67.
No, it was 67. 67.
Oh, yeah, because I don't see the lines.
Yeah. Sorry, 66. I just don't.
Furnace.
Oh, okay.
We've mentioned this before. Yeah, he has dyslexia, so it's hard to read stuff.
It was kicking my butt on that one. I don't know why. I was looking at it, I was like, I know I have this game because it wouldn't be on here. I'm just not like I'm making up words. Furnace. This is a great little bidding game. The fact that when you place your bids, it forces you to really think about what you're placing on a bid, because you could put your disc 3 here, but you might really need something else over here, or you could have overspent here because nobody else needed that. Mm-hmm. And then when you get to somewhere else, you're like, oh man, I was banking on me getting this for 2, but everybody wanted that one, and so I'm not getting it.
Yeah.
I do like that little catch-up mechanic that the second person does get, like, half of the stuff rounded down or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
But a great game. I do need to pick up the expansion for this one, but it's super quick and easy, but very thinky while you're trying to place those bids.
Oh, by the way, Libertalia dropped off my list. It was originally at 70 and dropped into the 200s.
Yeah.
From what you mentioned earlier, and I think Furnace dropped off too. That's what I'm trying to check here. I do like Furnace a lot, but I'm not seeing anything on here, so it might still be on my list. It's just been a while. Oh, yeah. It was my number 96, so it is a crossover.
Nice. I know this is probably going to be a crossover.
Oh, really?
Yes. This is my 65, and this is Abyss.
Mm-hmm.
I knew there was going to be that on here.
You should know this, because I think this was in my top 20. Or
I think it was. I know this. I want to say it was in your top 50 for sure.
Oh, it was in the top 50.
I know we talked about this when we were doing with everybody here.
Yeah, so, yeah, no, I don't disagree with you. I think this one is a fantastic pick. So Abyss is just an overall amazing game, with the sheer fact that you are doing a bidding system at the beginning, and then being able to pick up these cards to pretty much get influence in those specific sections to
I guess, get control over specific areas.
Number 34.
The artwork on this is amazing. Overall, it feels like if you were going to play like an Aquaman game, this would be it.
Yeah, I guess you could see that because it's all political.
It's all political. It's all like the different, like the crab faction, like in there. Like there's a crab faction in here. And I know with some of the expansions, there's like abyss dwellers kind of thing where they have like blank hollowed out eyes and stuff like that. So
no, I do like this game a lot. Like I said, it was my number 34. It's probably one of my favorite Bruno Cathala games. What I like about it is because you're playing in 3 different sections. You're either playing the push your luck at the top, and then people can pay you pearls to take the card from you, and you can keep going until it's like, okay. And I like the fact that it compounds. So if someone pays me 1 pearl for that, the next cards that are going to come up, it's going to cost the next person 2 pearls if they really want that card. Mm-hmm. I also like the fact that I don't want to play the push your luck. I can take 1 pile. Yep. And so it has a lot of really cool systems. I need to show you the smaller version of it. It's called Conspiracy Abyss Universe. It has a little bit of drafting and you're building a reverse pyramid. It's really neat how that one works too.
I like it too. Well, I definitely want to do that.
Yeah.
And I do still need one more expansion. I actually picked up one of the booster pack.
That booster pack one?
Mm-hmm.
That is the most recent one. So there's Kraken and Leviathan. Those are the only
I think
two.
I need Leviathan.
I think they sell it separately on Pandasaurus now. They have it, and they don't change anything.
Yeah.
So it's the same artwork, so it's not going to mess with you if you have an older game like I do.
So, and I remember when this game came out, it was very controversial because this was the first time they played to the collectors and people because they came out with
five.
It was five different covers.
Yep.
The exact same game.
Just different covers.
Just different covers. I have the standard.
I have the standard one that ended up being the standard. It was the one that and it's funny, I picked this one up on a whim. I think our personal Hastings was closing down.
Yep.
So I got it for $20. So I was like, okay, I'll try it out. And I fell in love with it ever since. So.
Yeah. And that's my number 65, Abyss. Number 64, again, another Yahtzee mechanic.
Well, we've already done Dice Thrones and King of New York, so...
With zombies.
Zombie dice?
No.
Oh, okay.
Run, Fight, or Die.
Oh, yeah. This is a crossover with Damn and Dom.
Is it?
Yep.
So, this is a game that I never understood the concept of a semi-cooperative game. This one really helped me understand that because you can royally screw people over, but the whole objective is trying to escape. Mm-hmm. In this, you have a board. I want to say it's like either 3 or 4 sections ahead of you. And you're either pushing zombies off to the next player or you're killing them in front of you. You can then gather other people that can then take hits and stuff like that. But you will there's good people to pick up and there's bad people to pick up. Just like any zombie type show that you've ever watched. There's always that slacker and there's always that one that's going to be the next lead in the story. And you can have them on your board. But it is a Yahtzee mechanic. You're rolling dice. You're hoping for certain matches. You can keep rolling to either shoot, hit, or run away. And it's a quick, nice little game, and it's something I usually play definitely during Halloween and stuff for sure.
Yeah, I don't dislike this game. I think it overstays its welcome. That's my biggest drawback on this game is it can last for a little too long in the tooth, especially when you're playing it at 4 players. That is the big thing. Is like when you play it to the full contingency.
You know what's funny is, so I think at 4, for me it's kind of almost there. When I did the Kickstarter, I got the 5 and 6. I will never play 5 and 6 because I did that once, and then yes, at that point I was like, okay, we need to finish this up because it's 12 o'clock. I didn't think this was gonna be this long of a game.
I think why I like it at 3 is because you're feeding to the 2 players next to you. So
Maybe,
if you're playing at 4 players, I'm not really doing anything to the other guy's board. So this one is like I'm messing with both of you, but not as bad. So I do like that aspect of it. It's just like I said, it just kind of overstays its welcome.
That makes sense. All right, that was my 64. 63 is a racing game. I've actually bought both copies. Actually, I didn't buy the first copy. It was given to me, and I'm glad the person gave it to me because this game was phenomenal. And that is Camel Up.
Yeah.
And so I've now gone to the newer version, which when you open it up, you get the little palm tree and everything like that. Nice little add touch there. I know you don't like this one.
Oh, no.
You're not very big racing fan person.
Oh, no, I love racing games. This is my least favorite of the racing.
But I know you didn't like this one. But I really do enjoy this. I've played this.
Mind you, I played the first version of it, and I hated that pyramid because it didn't work properly. The first printing of it, so it's fine. My wife totally despises this game, and it kind of sets me up to like I don't need to own it. I didn't care much for it either, and then her fact was like, "This game sucks. Okay, I'll never own it." So,
and to me, I like it because you get to place bets early, and so you could just completely like make it so that way you're gonna be getting the winning horse or the losing horse. In the newer version, which I
Camel.
Camel. In the newer version, it was an expansion, but you can actually have the backwards camel where he starts in the opposite direction.
Of course.
And when he runs into everybody, he's either on top or on bottom, depending on same rules apply. But when he moves, he's going backwards. So instead of the traps that you could lay for the camels, you could also be using that camel to move things back to...
No, that sounds good. Like I said, there's a game, I don't know if it's going to be on your list, that really killed this game for me because it allows you to gamble and allows you to win the game without having to play the game.
Is it Ready, Set, Bet?
No. I do like Ready, Set, Bet. I know this is high. That one was high on your list, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Ready, Set, Bet. And I think the other one you're talking about is...
It's Restoration. I don't know if it's... I don't want to spoil it if it's on your list.
Oh, okay. Okay. I know what you're talking about. But that's my number 63, is Camel Up. My number 62, this game, I wanted to back on Kickstarter. I knew I was going to like it. I love dexterity games, and I love golf. So the fact that this came out, and I was so mad when I couldn't do it, because something happened and it fell through, I couldn't back it at the time.
Wow, it's this high.
62 is Mars Open.
Yeah, I remember we played it.
Yeah.
You, me, and our wives.
Yeah. My wife adores this game too. And like every time we go over to visit my family, they like playing it as well.
My wife does not like this game. She sucks at dexterity.
Yeah. That's the only thing I can ever beat her in is dexterity games.
I know.
So, but
I'm indifferent to it. I like it. It's fine.
It's a lot of fun for the sheer fact that like you can build the course. It's almost like making your own little
that's neat. It's almost like making your own putt
course on your table. So I find that a lot of fun, and it's almost, if you remember, I mean, I don't know if kids do this, but back in the day, we used to play paper football where you're sliding that thing across the table and flicking it and goals, everything like that.
And the whole point when you're playing paper football, it wasn't to get it through the goals. You wanted to hit the guy
in the eye or the face. You wanted to nail. Well, that's kind of the whole point with this is like you could spin that ball to go around that little deal over there, land into the hole. I mean, it's just a lot of fun. There's different ways to flick it so that way you could do these things.
Yeah.
But that is why I like this one is 62 Mars Open. And I think this was a Bookman's run. I found this at Bookman's and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get it. And as soon as I grabbed it, damn it, Dom's like, I wanted that. And I was like, it's in my hand, I know.
So I did enjoy it. It was a fun game. Like I said, I just suck at flicking games. Like I was telling Daniel too, not too long ago, one of our most recent podcasts. Like I'm okay at flicking games when they're dice tumbling down stuff, like tumbling dice or the box top pinball from Pandasaurus. Mm-hmm. I'm fine with those because it's basically my dice is tumbling and I'm just trying to get into certain sections and I score the points on there. Anytime I have to hit it to a requirement, this one, I suck at it. Or we were talking about pitch car. And I'm very bad at that kind of flicking thing because it's like I don't want to flick it too hard or I'm going to take that turn really bad. So
I feel pitch car really does give you that anxiety because all the other flicking games, I've never had that. But when you play pitch car, you're like, I know I'm going to hit that. And then you're just off by that much. And there goes your disc.
And that's my feeling for this one, the Mars tabletop or whatever it is.
Mars
because
Open.
I was like, oh, I'm in the rough again. God.
Was this the one you were talking about? My number 61 is Downforce.
Yes, that is the one.
I figured.
Yeah.
So Downforce is... I still need to get the expansions for this one, but Downforce is a great game. I keep saying that with everything. Anything on my list, I feel is a great game.
It's a fantastic game. I don't disagree.
But Downforce, you are...
Just missed out on my top 100.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have figured it at least would have been in your top 100.
Because another restoration game pushed it out.
Okay. Is it? No, Heat's not.
No. It's the Mad Max board game.
Oh, okay. I think that was in my top 50.
Yeah, I think it was in my top 70 or something like that. I'll look at my list real quick. But what we're talking about is
Downforce.
Thunder Road Vendetta.
Oh, yeah, the Thunder Road.
That's what pushed it out of mine. It was like 150 or something like that. And just because every time it came up, I was like, I'd rather play Thunder Road because it's so much fun. But I love Downforce.
Downforce was a very simplistic game where you're getting a hand of cards that have been shuffled and you're trying to make the best guess. So you get your hand of cards first, and then you buy a car, pretty much. So you're looking at your cards, trying to see, because on every card, it's going to have multiple cards. When you lay this card down, these cards get to go. So you're not technically in control of your car that you purchase, but you're trying to make it so that way you will win the race, or get into certain turns before other people. I even did a Cars themed version of this where I went and found all the cars that are in that color, and I glued their wheels so they wouldn't roll, and so then that way you can play as Cars characters as you go through this. Lightning McQueen is obviously red, so it's just one of those. It's such a fun game, and I've seen people do Mario with it.
People cannibalize the Monopoly Gamer or Mario Kart Gamer or something like that, for they can use it on the Downforce board.
And so it's just one of those. It's a fun game. It was so good that it was able to even be picked up in Target, which made it more mass release to get to.
No, I like the game a lot. It's just, like I said, Thunder Road Vendetta, which was my 59.
And I can see that. I could see that game beating it out because of that stand-up moment, because with Thunder Road, you definitely get that stand-up moment, like you roll the dice, what? And then just all the shenanigans happen.
Well, I like the fact that you eliminated yourself while me and Danny are trying to kill Dammit Dom, and our helicopters wouldn't do crap.
Well, someone had to die first, or that finish line never shows up.
Well, yeah, you just tried to do a jump and ran into the wall.
I know. That's my luck with rolling. All right, so that's my 61. My number 60 is Rising Sun.
That's a good one. This did not make my top 100, shockingly enough.
I know, because I think it was on Dom's in his top 50. Because I remember talking about this.
Yeah, in fact, Blood Rage is actually ahead of it, and I was shocked on that one. I think something in the because I used Pub Meeple to do it.
I did Pub Meeple too.
I think they never went head to head, and so Blood Rage just got marked.
So, but with Rising Sun, it is an area control where you are just definitely trying to be the best clan and wipe every other clan out. What makes it nice is doing like the bids for the fighting and stuff like that, where you could do some puku and stuff like that to kind of recruit, which you're already going to lose, especially if you go up against a force. You're like, I'm not going to beat that, so I'm just going to complete some puku and go on with my life and try to get back into where
basically
I need to.
The Loki mechanism in Rising Sun.
Yes, pretty much. But again, great miniatures.
That's what Simon's known for.
Yeah, that was what they were known for. And this was part of that little trilogy of, as he said, Blood Rage, Rising Sun, and then Ankh. I honestly feel, to me, Blood Rage and this are kind of close, but this is a little bit further down than Blood Rage, because I like Blood Rage a lot more.
Because of the Norse mythology.
Yeah, but the Ankh that's not even in my top 100.
I didn't like Ankh.
Yeah.
I hated the blending aspect of it. So like if the bottom two reach a certain point, they combine forces in a sense, and I was like, that is dumb.
Yeah. It's funny. So just because you mentioned that, I'm reading a book series, and they don't ever say the name of the game, but they're talking about Ankh, because there's a point where he's like, I don't want to be part of his team. And like they're fighting about it because this person was able to bring board games into like another world, and he's showing his friends, and that was one of the comments made. I was like, I know exactly what you're talking about, and yes, I feel the exact same way.
Yeah,
so
that was the fact that you guys forced the Daniels to be on the same team. That was dumb.
My number 59. I know I'm in the norm the outlier on this. And I think it's because it is an older game and people have done things to improve upon this. But I still really adore this game. I really want to get the BGG plastic pieces, and that is Orleans. It is a bag building game where you are just trying to do kind of a lot of things over the board to move yourself up a track.
It's a fun game.
And I know I like I said, I'm the outlier in this because I think
you adore this game.
I adore this game over
fine.
other.
Honestly, I don't mind it. It's another one of those like Run Fight or Die where it just kind of overstays its welcome for me. That is the only problem I have with it. Other than that, it's fine. It's just for the simple fact that you're playing basically 3 different mini games. You're doing the board thing over here. You're doing the board thing over here. You're playing your own personal board thing.
Yeah, to get your points to move yourself up.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I like it. I did buy the expansion where it made it cooperative, and we tried that. I did not like that.
Oh, that was bad.
That was bad.
That was bad.
We got our butt kicked. I'm not saying that's what caused me to not like that, but it was. Ugh.
No, it felt disjointed.
Yeah, it didn't feel like the game itself.
Yeah.
My number 58 is Heat, Pedal to the Metal.
This was a crossover.
A lot of my racing games, I feel I like my racing games, but I feel that they're a little bit lower than some of the other ones I like to play more. Yeah. Heat, you are the race car driver, so you get to control your car. You get to push. Do I go against this and try to come out of this turn as fast as I can? Is it going to hurt me? When I first played this, I was like, oh, I can't see where this is ever going to hurt anybody. But then I've seen it where they did it too much without counting right, and ended up going over by 1, and just completely, it just messed up the whole rest of the game. Just like if you were actually racing and you hit that turn too hard and you bumped. Yeah. Like, it messed them up. So
I do like this game. It was my number 93, so it is a crossover. I like the fact of it's people call it a deck building game. It's not. It's deck building esque because basically it's card shedding because you want to get the heat cards out of your deck.
Yep.
But I like the fact that you upshift, downshift. I want to play it with where you can upgrade your decks and stuff like that as we're playing a circuit in a sense. I do want to start that up because that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, because every time I've played this, it's always been a teaching game, and the teaching game doesn't allow those cards in there. They're just like, here's your basic set, which even just that is still a fun game.
And the teaching game is usually just 1 lap. It's like you want a little bit more.
Yeah. Yep, like maybe just 2 laps. If I got that extra lap in here, I feel I'd be good.
Yeah.
My number 57 is a really super game. Again, goes into a photo bucket. Is
photo bucket or photo box?
Photo box, which goes into a bucket. Is Silver and Gold.
Oh, it's a fantastic one.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, you're the one that got me onto this one. And again, this is another Phil Walker Harding, if I'm not mistaken.
This actually dropped off my list the last time we did this, and that's because rolling rights and flipping rights all basically fell off my list.
And I feel that, and I understand people, when that came out, that was a hot ticket, and I feel like it's now...
Yeah, it dropped to 250. That's how cool I went on flipping rights and rolling rights. There's only one still in my top 100.
Which one?
Cartographers.
Okay, that makes sense. So...
But no, this is a great one. I love the fact that it's basically pirate theme. I want to try the new one. Have you tried that one yet?
I have not.
I need to pick it up. I want to pick it up. I can't find it anywhere. I don't know if it's been released in the States. That's the thing.
I could see that being an issue too. It not being? So, but that's Silver and Gold, and in there again, it's a flip and right, and you're just trying to mark stuff off and get points and try to get onto the next island to keep going.
Fulfill that one, yeah.
So, my next one is an oldie but a goodie. Number 56 is 5 Tribes.
Ooh, that is a good one.
Yep.
I think that is a crossover with Damn It Dumb. I don't think it made my list because it just hasn't been played.
It hasn't been played. And it's one of those I played... When we first got this game, I played a mess out of this thing. We played it at the shop all the time. I even got the expansion where it adds in mountains and caverns. But if you like Munkala, where you're picking up pieces of Munkala and you're just dropping them off, it's literally the same thing. But you were doing it with meeples, and whatever meeple you end up with your last meeple on a spot, you get to do that special power. I also like the bid, or I don't want to say it's bidding, but
it is bidding
for the first player?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're bidding to get the first player.
That's right. So I like...
You're basically spending your victory points.
Yeah. And it's a Days of Wonders game, so at that time when this came out, this was quality.
This was Days of Wonder peak.
Yeah. This was all wood meeples, all wood components, really thick cardboard. I mean, just everything looked beautiful, was well painted.
Bruno Cathala.
Yeah. and I know now, if this game were to come out today, I don't think it would do as well because of that, in my opinion. Because
I think it would do fine.
I don't think it would be as hot as it was when it came out.
Well, Days of Wonder's kind of cooled off, too. I think they just really picked up again because of Heat.
Yeah.
But they haven't released anything really since Heat.
Oh, that's true. Okay. But, again, it is a great game. 5 Tribes.
Yeah, that's a good one.
My number 55.
Getting close.
Yes, my number 55. We're stopping at 51, right?
Yep.
Yes, okay. 55. This is actually brand new. I just got my Kickstarter in, like, maybe within 6 months. We've played it already. And I definitely love this IP, and that is Borderlands.
Yeah. This is what, the Master or Mr. Torque's...
Mr. Torque's Arena of Badassery.
Yeah, that one.
If you've ever played Borderlands, this is literally Borderlands in a box.
What's funny is that you actually got Daniel 2 to actually enjoy himself in this game.
And again, it's just one of those, you pick your character and you just go into this arena and you're trying to complete objectives.
We had to beat up all the bandits.
Yeah, we had to beat up all the bandits. It's just a whole bunch of take some dice and just dice chucker. Just
Yeah, no, it's fun. I liked it. What's funny about it, what I liked about it too, was Danny best describes when it comes to your picks as like, we're playing dudes on the map and we're throwing some dice. And I'm like, that is consensus, but this was a fantastic version of that.
and as you could tell, I like throwing dice.
Yeah.
I am not good at it in a cooperative sense,
No, he's not.
but I like doing it.
Because we played this one and you sucked.
Yep. I had great ideas that didn't come to fruition, okay?
Well, there's a whole meme in our group called Pulling a Bryce. He rolled 12 dice against Cthulhu and hit twice.
But I look good doing it, okay? I felt like the guy in Predator 2.
What's even funnier about that, you were blessed, so you could hit half the dice.
I know. Remember in Predator 2 where the guy shows up, he's like, I'll take care of this, you go.
Yep.
And then he just gets killed immediately?
Yep.
That was me. On any cooperative dice game, that is me.
Yep.
All right. 54 is... This really got me into the Tiny series, personally, where I was just like, ooh, man, I would like a bigger version of this.
Oh, man, this is a Tiny Epic, huh?
Uh-huh.
Trying to think which one is the one... Is it Galaxies?
No. Galaxy. Okay, I should say Galaxies did get me to looking at them, but this is the first one that I actually went out and did the Kickstarter for and was super excited about. And as soon as I think I got done playing it, I think you ended up getting one.
I only have 3 of them, so...
Tiny Epic Quest.
Oh, yeah, no, I backed this on the Kickstarter because it was the only one that intrigued me, yeah.
So...
No, I don't disagree with you. This is my favorite of the... I haven't played Dungeons yet, so that's why.
I haven't played Dungeons yet either, but this, when this came out and we played it, is a phenomenal game. Mm-hmm. And this was actually the first game where they did, like, the meeple weapons and stuff. Mm-hmm. So you could, like, actually...
Yeah, you don't have wood meeples. You have plastic meeples because you're putting the weapons in them.
Yep, and they could actually... And so they're holding little meeple, like, weapons, which is really cool. Which I think... I don't know, that didn't take off as well as they thought it was going to.
Yeah, what I like about this one, it kind of gives you that feel of, like, Zelda.
Yes.
You're exploring dungeons, where you're going around the board. Yeah, no, I agree with you. This is my favorite of the Tiny Epics.
And that's why I really feel like this game would do... I think it would be even better if it would be like
a bigger game.
Bigger version. And maybe even IP it with... Especially now that they are getting IPs.
Well, yeah.
To do, like, a Zelda version of this. My number 53... This is something that we played at Dice Tower West before it finished its Kickstarter.
Really? This is this high?
Oh, I love this game. I have all the expansions for it. As a matter of fact, I just backed the new expansion that just came out for this one.
Oh, really?
For Rival Restaurants?
Yeah.
I like Rival Restaurants.
No, yeah, I just didn't expect it to be top 100, so...
So, Rival Restaurants, you are...
This is a fantastic game.
A restaurant owner trying to... be the best restaurant, whatever.
Real time too, so that's
and that's I think that's why I like this game. Is it's something. It doesn't overstay its welcome.
No.
You get to do all the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where some of the tiny stuff comes into play, where you're doing everything simultaneously, because then the game doesn't feel as long as it probably could be if everybody had their own turn.
Yep.
So in rival restaurants, you were trying to make dishes. You're trying to you're starting from almost like a food truck to a big giant restaurant. I need to upgrade my stove. If I upgrade my stove, now these cards cost me less to make. I need to get my presence out on Facebook and that stuff higher so I have more people coming in. And you're just constantly
throwing trash at your opponents.
Yeah, because while you're doing this, just like in real life, you're going to have trash. And if you don't manage that trash at the end of it, it like dings you at the end, because I don't want to go to that restaurant. Like, yeah, it's good food, but man, it looks like crap because of all the trash.
Garbage, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I have all the expansions. As a matter of fact, they even came with this latest expansion. I didn't back it, that portion, but they even did like acrylic standees for all the chefs.
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't do it. I wanted the expansion, so I just got the base expansion.
Yeah, no, it's a fantastic game. I like it. It's just one of those things that I won't own myself because you own it.
Yeah, and again, this is another one that my wife really likes to play. So that's another reason why I feel like it's high.
Yeah. Your penultimate for this list.
My number 52. This was a push your luck game.
Or is?
Is a push your luck game that was first released at Target. This was when Target started doing Target exclusive games. And it is a...
Oh, really? The Ryan Lockett?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
Megaland,
yeah.
So Megaland, you are pushing your luck almost as like if you're Super Mario Brothers or something.
You're basically like a video game world.
Yeah, and you're going down this level and you keep pushing your luck to like, okay, can I do the next challenge?
Mm-hmm.
Can I do the next challenge? Because if you can complete to a certain point, you get spending money to then buy little houses in your area to then help boost you further in the next couple rounds. And it's a quick, simple, little, easy push your luck. And like I said, it's Megaland. I don't even know if you can still pick this up or not.
I have a copy of it. You just picked one up recently for number 2 at Target or Barnes when they're having a clearance sale.
That's right.
So you can still pick it up. It's just not exclusive to Target anymore.
Yeah. So, but again, this has got me into Ryan. So if you like the Ryan Lockett artwork, it's got that. What I like about it too is it kind of has like that Game
Video
Boy
game feel, yeah,
to it, which is kind of cool. But overall, it's just a great game.
All right, your last one for this list.
Last one. This was maybe like the third purchase I ever made in my board game stuff.
Oh, damn. I'm trying to remember what that is.
We actually even finished the campaign once. You gave me all your stuff once it was done.
Really?
Mice and Mystics?
Oh, yeah. I totally forgot about this one.
I had the base, and then you ended up getting rid of your base, your secondary copy, and
all the expansions and stuff like that. And you picked it. You wanted the expansions because of your.
I want to play this with my kids.
Yeah. Didn't we trade the minis too? Because I had painted minis.
My base was painted.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I had someone paint them. I didn't like it, so I needed to give it up to somebody else to repaint them.
Yeah.
So, because like some of them were still tacky after she got done painting them.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I went to another person to paint mine. So.
Yes. Yeah, so, but Mice and Mystics, again, this is dudes on a map trying to go through a storyline and roll dice.
Yeah, no, this is a good one. I do like this one. I played it all the way through, all the expansions. It's like, we're not going to play it again. So.
Yeah, I know you play this. And I picked up his extra stuff that I didn't have for the sheer fact I wanted to play this with the kids because I think they'd really like it. Mm-hmm. And it kind of gives you that Dungeons and Dragon feel.
Without being overly complicated.
Yes, very much so.
Plus, that centipede looks really cool.
Yep.
I hate centipedes, so.
So that was my number 51, which ends my list.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
I'll send links down to the bottom for everybody can find you, your Instagram and your TikTok, your backlog of TikToks, basically. Yeah. Are you planning on getting your TikTok up going again?
I'm trying to get back into there. My game room is a mess. I just ordered a new shelf, so hopefully once I get that up, get the table back in there, I was going to start again.
Yeah, and so you'll see him every so often with us at Everyday Board Games. We're kind of incorporating our friendship group all under this umbrella in a sense. He still has his own thing, but he'll still come over joining us for podcasts every now and then. But with that being said, do you have any last things to say to everybody?
No. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. This is Gamehead Geek as well. If you want to email us directly, you can. It's everydayboardgames@2020@gmail.com. As well as we have an Instagram. Instagram.com, everydayboardgames. This is where we're going to do some of our shorts, little quick reviews, as well as a lot of the pictures of what we've been playing. Usually Wednesdays, because that's our game night. All video re-uploads and reviews are found on YouTube under youtube.com/@everydayboardgames. If you like what we do, there are 3 things you can do to help us grow on the platform. Subscribe if you're not, like the video, and comment down below and tell us your thoughts on the subject. Once again, we record all our podcasts live most of the time. You can follow us on Twitch at everydayboardgames, twitch.tv/@everydayboardgames. If you follow us there, you'll get notified when we're coming out. And if you help us out by subscribing to us, that helps us keep the lights on. As well as all audio versions can be found on most podcast platforms under Everyday Board Games. This includes Spotify, Amazon Music, Podbean, and Apple. With that being said, I've been your host, Daniel, with my special guest,
Gamehead Geek.
and we would like to thank you for joining us today. And remember, every day is a good day for board gaming.
Good night.